How's it going, everybody? I am Donut. This is a Black Lives Matter. All cops are bastards. Trans rights supporting channel. If you don't like that, there's the fucking door. This is Agent Carter, Season 2, Episode 6 or 7? It's 7, right? 7? Yeah, 7. Monsters. Monsters is, of course, just, Whitney is, I think, could be described as a monster. Could Jason be described as a monster? I guess. Especially for this time, sure. And also they could, I was gonna say, like, they could tie it into them being monsters, but, like, nobody calls, like, a woman a monster. A lot of racist people will say, like, black person is a monster, but I've never heard, like, a woman is a monster, so I don't think they're gonna go for the, like, that aspect of it. And again, Jason. But monsters, plural. It doesn't feel like it's going to be about Whitney and Jason. That's such a weird two to group together. I can't. But I don't know who else it would be. Maybe just like as in, everybody in the council is monsters. Like, in that sense, they're morally monsters. Maybe that's the sense we're going for. Maybe. Alright, that's my guess. If you want to get the full length, check it out on the Patreon below for $4 a month. So, how are we going to cover this up? I didn't really talk about that at all, but in my discussion.
Before I begin, I would first like to thank
it's just like a mysterious disappearance, right?
And my dear studio family for their unwavering support.
And being able to wear this veil is perfect. And really, it doesn't matter how suspicious it is. It happens all the time in real life where it's very obvious what's going on, but what is anybody going to do about it? They're the powerful people, so.
She's a really good actress.
Please, if I could spit, I would.
She is a really good actress, though. We've seen that.
Council.
Like, even her actual
No one
acting.
questions her story for one moment.
I will come through this stronger than ever. And that, I promise you.
Weird thing to say about your husband's death. Real weird thing to say. Imagine some celebrity, like some actual actress came out and said that. So suspicious. But again, what are they going to do?
If Whitney truly is a genius, and she'll know that Dottie is of more worth to her alive than dead. Whitney was
I guess
her against
Dottie, yeah, that's her plan. I didn't think about that aspect of it.
Link to Dottie's necklace. I'll check his progress.
Let me know what you find out.
That they could be using Dottie to just get info on SSR
Then we should
and
probably-
Peggy. And use her as a weapon against Peggy, just a physical
Yes,
person to
big
fight her.
Yes.
Great.
And yeah, now they're real awkward. I love the colors in this outfit. Yeesh. I mean, it's Dottie, though.
How romantic.
So, one, I don't feel very morally bad for her, but, and I know it's not going to work. But I also, you guys know how bad I am at watching torture. Vernon is FBI, though. He's going to have, like...
No. The wife of a Nazi concentration camp commander. She liked to kill prisoners and skin the tattoos off their bodies.
I love Vernon as a character
Charming.
so much.
Interrogated
Like,
her after she was captured.
every word out of his
In less
mouth
than 24 hours,
is
she told
trying
me
to make the
everything I wanted to
person
know.
he's talking to view him as a morally upstanding person. Even though he knows that he isn't and is tricking them. It's very much like the Manchetti guy we saw. There's so much manipulation in Agent Carter.
My own nails.
Jesus.
My own hair.
Why?
I've burned my own flesh with a blowtorch.
Was it something like they trained them
I'm
to
no
do?
Nazi harlot. And you are wasting my time.
What is Peggy Carter looking for?
Look at you. You're trying to act ruthless, but you're terrified.
Literally just what I was saying.
Afraid of that pretty blonde monster holding your leash?
Okay, so calling Peggy the monster.
Truth serum? You can't be serious.
Let's see. Because we know...
Like mother's milk.
Yeah, I was gonna say she's probably used to it. Like, we've seen it in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., but...
Connect the cables.
Okay.
Hope we don't blow up. the entire
Seeing
location.
Anna be able to help is really nice.
Perhaps we could expand the signal. Can you get us to a higher elevation?
I believe Mrs. Stark
Wilkes
is doing
is-
in the pool house.
Why? She's a Russian spy, a murderer. Why mount a rescue for someone who'd kill you the moment she was able?
I agree. Dottie is despicable, but she was acting under my orders.
So this is about saving yourself.
Yeah.
Dottie is my responsibility. I wouldn't abandon her or anyone else to the likes of Whitney Frost.
Don't abandon her. The kill switch on that necklace is attached to a different circuit.
Yeah, kill her.
Activate it and be done with it.
Jason, I understand you are under considerable...
You understand nothing. This isn't simply about my death. I am facing much worse than that.
Yeah. Like, he's... Whatever is happening there is not a slipping away dying thing. It's a...
I'm sorry. I'm not thinking straight.
No, I mean, you are. Kill Dottie. There's no reason not to. I mean, we need some information out of her, but at this point, in these circumstances, we gotta just kill her.
You actually believe that you've got a friend in Peggy Carter?
Does you?
A woman that
Seriously?
would see you hanged if she could arrange it. It's
Doesn't seem
pathetic.
like it, though. Peggy
I
might
almost
actually...
feel sorry for you.
Okay.
Presence is requested.
I mean, it makes sense, but... And I was just talking about how similar they both were. I can't believe I brought that up this episode. Honestly, it seemed
I'd
like
go for some
Manfredi wasn't a part of
Whitney?
the council,
Burn?
so... This is
No?
actually kind of surprising.
All right, more for me.
I fail to see the necessity of Mr. Manfredi's involvement.
Okay. Okay, so she's been...
Providing
Gotcha,
security
gotcha.
with a new council.
My men are much more capable of handling
I
this.
trust him, and his men actually follow his orders.
That's true. It's very true.
Your only focus now should be finding the uranium rods that Peggy Carter stole from me.
That's not necessary. Isodyne can make new rods. Might take a little time.
No! I need the same rods from the original test.
She's a scientist. She knows.
This is your priority, Vernon. I have a feeling this needs a woman's touch.
I wonder though. Also, she's wearing the gloves now, which is really interesting. But I wonder if Dottie's definitely never raised herself or whatever that touchy pain is. And Peggy said it was much worse pain than the pain she went through with the falling on the rebar.
I've moved on from that part of my life. It's taken too much from me for far too long. My childhood, my innocence.
These two are so fascinating together.
We're not even in the same ocean.
She actually,
What a
Dottie
fine
looked
crafted
scared there for a
piece.
second.
I
Oh,
disabled the tracking device when you arrived.
but not the toxin. Oh boy. Good. I don't. Holy shit.
Now
Yeah,
that
it's
we
a
understand
different
each
kind of
other,
torture.
What does Peggy Carter want?
You. I don't know. She told me to get a sample of your blood. A
Holy
sample of
shit.
whatever that is inside you.
And did you get it? Oh, clever girl.
Oh, she's crying. Oh, this is amazing. I was not expecting this.
Wilkes.
Oh, that's not possible. Wilkes is dead.
He's a ghost. Things pass right through it.
So that's why she got that information.
Intangibility.
Oh. Okay. I mean, let's hope that we don't know how long it's gonna last, or you know, if this will work here. I'm waiting for something to happen. Okay, so he can. There is like a field outside this thing. Okay, okay. Really not expecting that. And now Seuss is gonna see this. You know it's gonna happen. Okay, we're not.
It's been a long time coming.
quite
It's kind of more into the season thing,
Right.
but yeah, now it's like the reverse of the Anna and Jarvis situation.
I am starving.
Yeah.
Of course you are. You haven't eaten in days.
back in the material world again.
That's great news.
Mm,
How quickly?
who's in front of him?
Oh, gee, Mother, I'd really like to come visit, but I'm a little busy right now.
Yeah, Jack.
Vernon Masters is there.
Yes, Mother. I'm
Okay.
getting enough sleep.
Uranium, stolen from Roxxon. And you need to find it.
So he's putting it on them.
We're walking into a trap.
So okay, I'm glad that she knows that though.
The Jitterbug. A non-lethal concussive device with a blast field of 170 degrees.
Don't stand in front of it.
Spring for the other 190 degrees.
When we waltz into this trap, I believe we may be outnumbered.
I believe we can count on it.
They're so great together as a comedic duo.
Then
Oh boy.
enter the sequence.
Okay.
Watch our assailants cut a rug, as it were.
That's a long setup time. I do like the characters that treat this as seriously as it
Miss Carter
is.
is more than capable of handling whatever lies
We always get the haha, we got this handled, but yeah, I like the characters that really worry.
I didn't go.
No. She needs you. And I can see how much you need this. So I can permit you your adventure, Mr. Jarvis. But you must also allow me to wring my hands from time to time.
Anna's so amazing.
As you know, harm will come to me under Miss Carter's watch.
This is also such a difference from season 1 where, you know, he was like trying to hide it from her.
Can't make any promises.
Can I call you Daniel?
Yes.
You have a great story, Daniel.
This shit is so much more tense, it feels like, than the action stuff in this series. These talks are always my favorite part.
I'm not here to add to my story. Like I said, we'll do our best, but I wouldn't get my hopes up.
Sis is such an amazing character now.
Guess I'll just keep my expectations realistic, huh?
Mm-hmm. Season is so much better than the first season, like insanely better. Not that the first season was bad, but just I can't get over how good the season is.
It's a very exciting moment. He kissed me. I indulged him.
Yes. And blushed.
I beg your pardon.
You blushed.
I am not discussing this with you any further, Mr.
But I mean, to
Jarvis.
be fair, it could be a one-time thing, and that's fine, and
Sticky
whatever.
wicket in regards to Chief Souza.
It's not like they're dating.
What?
I mean, this is the fucking 50s, so, but like, realistically, you know, they're not dating. She can do whatever the hell she wants.
You underestimate your allure, Miss Carter. I'm not in the least surprised.
Seriously.
I am.
So much
I don't know
self-doubt.
what to do.
And I always come back to, like, seeing that she was the same way in Ant-Man, and that's so sad, like, knowing that she lived her whole life like this.
Now! 23, 23.
I'm covered. What you?
Oh, great. It's not working. Now what?
What should we do now?
I don't...
Well, there's only one thing to do.
Yeah. Oh, shit. Also, last time Jarvis was putting in the code, it looked like he was putting in different numbers. Like, I thought he definitely punched in a 4 before, but, I mean, I could just be completely wrong.
You better hurry, Peggy. If I get loose before you do, there's no telling what I'll do.
They're so bad at this. They you know, people tied up.
What is your next step?
That's the thing. I
Yeah, where do you go from here?
don't know.
He's so cheery right now. I mean, he would be, but, like, his life is still pretty fucked right now.
The code for the device was set to 34, 24, 34. Carol Lombard's measurements, like a
Okay.
I accidentally put in Barbara Stanwyck's measurements, 33, 23, 33, which is a completely different...
I can't believe...
What does Barbara Stanwyck do?
Well, naturally, that's the code for...
How did that even...
the delayed detonation.
Okay, gotcha. So there is multiple ones. Okay, but okay, I can't believe I was right that there was... and he did put in a 4. No.
Vernon didn't do this to you. Whitney Frost did. What did you tell her?
Okay, so this is still the Whitney shit happening.
You knew this was a trap.
And this is still a trap?
But it wasn't set for you.
Huh.
Jason.
On.
To get us away from here. Oh, shit.
Move. Now!
Dude, seeing the side of Jarvis now. Oh, shit.
Isometric heat waste regulators.
It's hard to, you know, blame Jason
Force stabilization.
for wanting to work with her if that is what happens
Solar
here.
Energy collectors.
With his situation.
But is he constructing a palladium core? The man's a certifiable genius. He wants to waste it on making movies. What a shame.
Howard's a fucking piece of shit.
Dr. Wilkes, isn't it marvelous? The zero matter. Retaining its base property while affecting each host differently. Like the two of us.
She's hiding that very well with just her hair, too. The crack, I mean. And that also explains why they didn't tie him up that well. They don't, like, care that much. Oh, she's just getting the... Or is it gonna suck it out of her, too?
Dr. Wilkes.
He got more now, though, and she got less.
Oh. You are full of surprises, Doctor.
Get out of here!
Okay.
You don't need that contraption at all, but it doesn't last, does it?
No, it's temporary.
That machine was designed to contain zero matter, which contains you.
And she's out of breath now, too.
Yes. No. Yes. We both need zero matter. We can help each other. We can help each other understand it. We can help each other control it.
You can't control it. No one can. It's a force of destruction. Look at what it's done to me, to you.
We can change the world.
Yikes!
Is it?
I mean, this has been his
Do
character,
you
though.
really believe that Isodyne recruited you because they valued your brilliant mind?
Mm-hmm. Just giving him the fucking
The
truth.
same reason that Jane Scott was hired. A woman and a colored man. Were people so marginalized, so desperate for approval, we'll do anything to hold on to it with the
Yeah.
respect we can get.
God, I'm so glad they're going, like, again,
Completely expendable.
Yeah, from what I hear, your
on the
husband had a
nose.
special reason for hiring Jane Scott.
Yeah, exactly. That's what she's saying.
Has there ever been a day where you felt like a real man in this country? I simply
Yeah.
want to change things for people like us. People that have been ignored, held back.
It is sad that we can only get this in the series that takes place in the 40s, even though it's just relevant now.
College scientist. I've done seen everything.
Watch your mouth.
Dr. Wilkes.
And that, yeah, like, the convenience store guy didn't care, but now this guy, now that he has the power.
If you think...
I mean, he's physical, so... Okay, so he's not gonna go willingly, though. And Sousa, yeah!
Standing up! Oh, you want to be a hero, huh?
Oh, fucking... Yeah. I am so surprised they're doing this, like, showing this shit, but yeah. Vernon absolutely would have fucking called it goons on him.
Let him go.
Anna!
No. No. We're not monsters.
She won't stop coming for you.
I don't doubt that. I can, however, slow her down.
Oh, fucking course. And she's just, oh, we're not monsters. Immediately shoots her. Fucking Whitney.
Anna! Anna! Oh, be all right. Help! Help!
Oh my god. Oh, it's still not over. Okay. We're gonna Violet or something, but then we get Violet involved in all this.
What happened?
She's been shot.
Okay, we're just bringing her to hospital. Good.
Officer, over here. Agent Carter, SSR. I have a prisoner in the trunk of this vehicle. Don't listen to her if she speaks to you, and for the love of God, don't open the trunk.
Let's go. You think that police officer ain't on fucking payroll?
Has been shot.
Of course. Was it just an idiot? Maybe he wasn't even on payroll. Okay, no, so he was on payroll, for sure. Because he had to have taken that off her, right? There's no way she could have taken it off herself, or else it would have killed her. Jeez. So bad for Sousa. I mean, this shit hits like real close. So many, personal stories and shit like this.
Surprised a couple of burglars.
Not me personally, I mean, just...
They objected to being shown the door.
One more...
Crime in this city, huh?
I'll talk about it later.
Yeah. Crime.
Any leads on the Roxxon materials?
Not a thing. I don't think we'll ever find it.
That would be a real shame. For everyone involved.
Suicide. My boy.
I'll be taking over SSR LA operations for the foreseeable future. At least until you're back on your feet.
Not necessary.
Yeah.
I think it is.
It's just that easy. Just looking into it, you're trying to ruffle feathers, you're getting laid off. And man, like, just ending on such a sad note, man. Damn, man. Damn. Once again, though, I'm so happy the show is able to be as open and on the nose with its messages as it is, even if 90% of the reason is only because it's a show that's taking place, in the past, so they know that half their audience will just ignore it as not a problem now. But aside from that, I'm glad they're still willing to do it, though. They're still willing to go. There's plenty of other shows that take place in this time period that still, half-ass it, so. Alright, I'll see you guys for the discussion. So, this was a bit of a slower episode, all things considered. I mean, we had some big moments, but more or less, it was a pretty slow episode, so I got to talk during a lot of the episode, and this discussion is probably going to be not as long because of that. But, wanted to get that up, very top of this discussion. Honestly, I'm very happy that we've so far only gotten Howard in just one episode this season, because every time he is in the season, or every time he's in the episode, he takes the focus away from everybody else, even Peggy and stuff, just because he's such an enigmatic character. He's so big, even if he's a piece of shit, he is hilarious, he is such a big actor and everything, so they know if they get him, they want to really use him and everything. So, I am glad that, as much as I love Howard, I am glad that, as much as I love his character, I am glad that we're not getting him this season as much, simply to let all the other smaller characters shine so much more. And, I'm glad that Peggy and Jarvis were able to have an open and honest discussion in the car there. And, again, very rarely do you see that in media. And so I'm very glad that Agent Carter is showing a lot of, very healthy relationships and a lot of very healthy talks about things. Honestly, almost every talk this season has been very healthy when it's been between two people that are good people and not Susan Vernon Masters or something. But you get what I'm talking about. There's been so much healthy conversation this season, and I really enjoy that. Speaking of, healthy conversation and everything with Anna and Wilkes, and also just Anna and Jarvis's talk. We'll talk about that first, because, again, I really like Anna as a character being this person who understands the danger, but is still letting Jarvis do it. She is, acting like it is because of you need to go off on your adventure, and I can see how this makes you so happy. And there is a part of it that is that. But I do think that the most part of it, she knows how big of a deal this is. She's helping with it as well. So she knows how big of a deal it is. She knows that it needs to happen. She knows we don't have anybody else we can rely on. So I do like that aspect of her. She is understanding, but she is worrying, and understandably so. And yeah, with how much they were, this episode and last episode, how much they were showing how much he was worrying about Jarvis, I was really honestly not expecting her to be the one who got shot. That was such a big twist that all the red flags that were being raised were, to me, feeling like they were just being raised for somebody else. But they were, in fact, being raised for her. Such an interesting way to do it. But I'm sure that she will live. But this is certainly going to, change Jarvis, how he acts for the rest of the season. I don't think we're going to get much more ha-ha funny Jarvis. We're not going to get any more give me those nunchucks to kill Dottie. But, yeah, I do think she's going to survive. It would be wild if she died here. But, I don't really see any reason why we would need to for a plot, reason. They can still do it, but I don't really see any reason why we would need to. I think just her getting shot and all this is still is enough development for Jarvis without her dying. We don't need that. Let Jarvis be happy. Okay, so the Dottie and Finhoff thing, we touched back on that again this episode, how those two were working together and everything. Originally she thought that he was with Leviathan and all that, but he was kind of just doing his own thing pretty much. But is there more to it than that? I wasn't able to really include any of it in the reaction because my Agent Carter reactions are really stretching the limit of how much footage I can use, and most of the time I can't even get it up on YouTube because I'm using too much footage. But I had to cut some of it out. But they were sort of implying that there was a little bit more going on between Dottie and Finhoff that we don't know. I don't think it's something like he brainwashed her or anything, but I do think he tricked her in a more specific way that we'll find out in retrospect. I don't know what that could be, but I do think we're going to still find out something more with the Finhoff situation that we didn't yet. And yeah, I don't know if, he's still in jail. He could probably just be there forever, but, he's already passed on the information to Zola, so it doesn't really matter that much. But they could still do something with him if they wanted to, but I don't know if they will. Okay, so Whitney and Joseph. Really interesting pair that we got going here. Well, again, was not expecting it, but looking back when Manfredi was first introduced, I can now see with the way they were acting together and everything, and the way, Calvin was acting, they were kind of setting us up for this. And we're clearly going for Whitney and Joseph are now going to be a couple sort of situation where not putting any labels on it, but clearly that's what's going on there now. And Joseph was kind of trying to maybe even bide his time waiting for him to get Whitney, because Whitney went with Calvin originally because Calvin stole Whitney from him. That's what it was. Whitney was originally maybe with Joseph. Maybe not with Joseph. Maybe Joseph had had his eye on her or something like that, and maybe it was Whitney didn't want anything to do with him at the time, but now that she has the power, she's more comfortable doing it because she has the control over him instead. But yeah, I think that is what it is. I think Whitney was stolen from, Manfredi decades ago, and that would, fall in line with all that stuff too. Yeah, I think that's it. Could be way off, but I'm pretty confident on that. Now, our team, Peggy's team, should have just killed Dottie like they, said. Well, like Wilkes said. There's no more information we're getting out of her. She is an awful person. It's not there would be the potential for the tragic backstory. She has a tragic backstory. Not there'd be the potential for the tragic backstory. She does have the tragic backstory. We've talked about it before. But, as Vernon has put it, she is now an assassin without a target, I'm not sure what, something without a country. I don't remember what term he said, but a spy without a country or something like that. But yeah, she still wants to murder and to cause chaos, and she is a bad person. In her heart, she is awful. She was caused by the system and everything like that, but there is no saving her at this point. we're just done. I mean, and if Peggy's true plan is to throw her back in jail, why risk all of this instead of just killing her? It's the classic, the answer is really that so many characters think that they can't kill people because it's morally wrong to kill people. Just in general, it's morally wrong to kill people, which is such a dumb idea. It's so great with Daredevil. That's why I always come back to it. It's so amazing with Daredevil. He's Catholic. He's a fucking lawyer. Like, he is the character that can't kill. I get it. But every other one, it's so dumb when we try and do this. Oh, they can't kill because they're a good person. And it's not like they can't kill people because they're working as a part of this sort of system, because they're not. Peggy's working outside the system. She's not a part of this system at all anymore. And Seuss is not a part of this system anymore. Not that he was there with the necklace situation, but still, Seuss is fired. Peggy's going to be fired. And the Agent Carter one-shot that we saw, I think we have to, it is canon, but it's not canon. It doesn't fit anywhere. It's gotta be, that's the one thing in the MCU that I really have to try to kind of put out of my head of, they weren't expecting to do anything with Carter. It doesn't make any fucking sense when you compare it to the rest of Agent Carter, or any of the rest of the MCU even. So, yeah, it's really fucking weird. So, all that aside, if this is, Peggy's not working with the SSR anymore, she is fired after all of this, and then she, gets hired by S.H.I.E.L.D. because S.H.I.E.L.D. is a completely different organization. It came after SSR, but it is an inherently, entirely different organization from the SSR. So there's no reason why they would be able to be, or there's no reason why they couldn't be fired from the SSR and then hired at S.H.I.E.L.D. Honestly, as if it's not like so many fucking cops are fired from one precinct for, murder and then immediately hired at another precinct. It's totally fine. Not totally fine morally, but I mean, as far as the show doing it it's not like a plot hole or anything, is what I'm trying to say. But yeah, should have killed Dottie. Absolutely should have killed Dottie. Should have listened to Wilkes. We'll get into the Wilkes and Whitney stuff in a second, but I'm covering all the smaller stuff first. So, Vernon Masters. Really, Agent Carter keeps surprising me with how much I enjoy the characters that I'm expecting to be, solely just, mouthpieces, solely just a, example of a group of people. And they still kind of are that, but they are still giving them so much specific personality as well. Even in Hugh Jones. Last season, Hugh Jones was a lot more of a stereotypical figurehead as opposed to the season where he is a character. And yeah, Vernon Masters, I was really expecting him to be just a figurehead for the FBI, but he is a character in and of himself as well. And again, it is so fascinating seeing all these big, tough, super powerful characters, break down and really start getting scared, and seeing Dottie cry as she was being, zero mattered up by Whitney. I don't know if there's a better word I could use. But yeah, she was being, drowned in the zero matter, just seeing her, cry. And seeing her freak out when she went to, touch the necklace before she even really knew what the fuck was going on, because she had seen her do those powers before, but she didn't know how painful it was or anything. But yeah, that was really nice to see Dottie break. Really nice to see Vernon break. Not only Vernon break, but just really nice to see Vernon be such a scaredy cat. We've already seen him be a scaredy cat, but this was, last episode when he was told about the Whitney stuff, but this episode was doubly so. Doubly so. And it's also, by the way, really good to just see how, in retrospect, how good of a role model Agent Carter was for Simmons. Of course, when she said that, it was yeah, Agent Carter is a good role model. But especially now, I'm seeing that she was a good role model. The whole working for the SSR and S.H.I.E.L.D. thing, probably not a great, kind of led Simmons down a bad path there. But, to be fair, Simmons probably didn't find out about I was going to say she probably didn't find out about Agent Carter until she got into SSR or S.H.I.E.L.D., but that's not true, actually, because Agent Carter would be famous for the just World War I stuff, so. But yeah, So she is a really good role model in general, even if she does have a lot of self-doubt that she keeps for the rest of her life, and even if she does work for a very, very bad system, at the end of the day, she's a good personal role model. Okay, so, yeah, also they said Whitney was like a damn good actor, and I always love actors, or I love actor characters in live action, because it works so much more than any other medium for very obvious reasons. And I can't think of any other thing like that. Like, for example, Bakuman is a series about mangaka making manga. So, it fits being a manga. But are the characters more believable because it's a manga? No. Is there anything like that? An actor character is more believable in live action because you can see them acting. Even more than like a singer in, live action or animation is kind of the same. So, it's not the same, but it's not, that much more believable than anything else. So, yeah, I can't think of anything off the top of my head. If you can think of anything, let me know in the comments. Very interested in that, actually. But yeah, so, Whitney and Wilkes. Been talking about it. Wilkes has all the reason to, work with her to go over to the dark side, the Zero Matter side, which I'm not even sure if I would call this the dark side. And now I'm even starting to question, like, is Whitney's goal that bad? Like, when she's talking about, having all this power and being able to use it over people and everything like that, maybe she could still use it for good in the end. I mean, this whole shooting Anna thing really leads credence to the fact that she's losing it, and, the power is corrupting her, which is, again, the classic thing of the lie that we've always been told, that power cannot corrupt, or that power has the potential not to corrupt people. There's so many stories about that, in media throughout history of the person who obtains this obscene amount of wealth by winning the lottery or whatever, and they're a good person. Or you have, like, the, royalty, that, the poor person that's suddenly royalty, and, they're going to do a much better job and all that. But, power does just corrupt. It absolutely does. You can't escape it. Maybe there's, like, one or two people out there, but it's going to be, I doubt it. And so, yeah, I don't think Whitney's going to get out of this unscathed. So I say I want her to get as high as she can, and then I want them to stop her before she has a chance to really cement that power, because it's clearly already changing her a lot. But I want to see her just continue to fuck up some, piece of shit cishet white dudes, while she's at it. And until then, while we can still let her wreak some havoc, till then, not let her, but, I know, again, we still got a couple more episodes. She's going to be wreaking some havoc before Peggy's going to let her. I'm not expecting Peggy to be like, it's fine, I'll let her. But, you know what I mean. It's fun to see. Very fun to see. But, yeah, with the shooting on thing, I can't trust her as her end goals. I want to, think that they might be potentially okay, but I can't. Wilkes, though, not willingly going over to her side. I would have fully expected him to. I wouldn't be able to blame him, but I guess I shouldn't have expected him to, because as we've seen, it has been a part of his character that he's been the person who's, kind of accepting of the world the way it is, because he is already, he has plenty of privilege in and of himself, because he has gone through, to say that going through the army is a privilege and everything, but, he went through the, I can't remember what specifically it was, like what specific group it was, but, he went through there, got the connections that got him led to Isodyne, and, of course, being hired at Isodyne just as a token role there. He calls the Jane Scott thing out, like, yeah, that's exactly what he is talking about. Jane Scott was probably specifically hired because Calvin wanted to bone her, not because they actually gave a shit about her as a woman at all. But then it's also, like, it's the same thing that Peggy was saying to Wilkes about Howard, that Whitney was saying to Wilkes about Isodyne. That it's like, but, like, even if they're only hiring you because of this, even if this is Howard's one good action, you would have a better life doing it. Which is true, and there's nothing to knock that. There's absolutely nothing wrong with being hired as a token role in a company. I mean, it sucks to know that, you know, if you know that and you know you're not actually being, you know, respected for your accomplishments and all that, but at the end of the day, you're surviving and you're making money, and that's all that really, you know, you can ask for. You can't, it's hard to blame yourself for being a part of, or for not being a part of it, but for engaging within the system because you have to survive. And that's much different from being like a millionaire or being, you know, in the government or anything like that. That is not something you have to do to survive, but you know, taking the only job you can get, even if you know you're not being respected for your skills, so that way you can earn enough money to keep living, that's fine, man. That's fine. It's totally acceptable. And yeah, like Whitney is right. You gotta stick with Isodyne as much as it fucking sucks. You got to. You know, there ain't much, as Peggy said, there ain't much better job options out there. And it is Sousa as well. Like, Sousa is handicapped. Not much better, you know, options out there for him as well either. Even in just, like, it's not even like he's not going to be able to work in some other military sort of thing. Like, I have been in the hiring process plenty of times. Not like where I make the final decision, but I've been in the hiring process where my higher ups have like come to me because I was assistant manager and like, you know, asked for my opinion on certain things, whatever, or would just tell me 90% of the time would just tell me their decision making as if I gave a shit. Especially when I absolutely fucking didn't, because it was racist 90% of the time, and it was like, oh no, we're not gonna fucking hire this person because it's fucking Shaniqua on the, you know, her name is Shaniqua, but let me hire this Jacqueline with 5 K's and 2 Z's and a silent F. Like, you know, it is extremely fucking ridiculous. And yeah, plenty of like, oh, you know, this person is slightly handicapped, this person has a lazy eye, can't hire them in a deli. Like, I'm laughing about it because you really have to, like, I think, you know, if you've ever seen Fire Force, that is really the best person I've related to. Shinra, the main character, who one of his traits is like smiling in the face of nervousness, and that is exactly what I do. I can't help but laugh when I'm very nervous and very like, yikes, man, it's a real shitty fucking situation. But, man, like, being in the hiring process really, really opened my eyes to seeing how awful just like anybody in power is, from, you know, my direct supervisor to the ones much higher up to even like the fucking the CEO of the company, who was fucking last name was Garlic and he ran a fucking grocery store, and I can't fucking forget that. It's so funny to me. But yeah, like, It is. I mean, I was begged. I was literally begged to take the position of assistant manager because they didn't want to give it to someone who had previous mental health problems. Not to a degree that really mattered at all. I knew them personally too. And I only took the job because I needed the money, man. They were begging me. They're like, name your fucking price. And I was like, shit, man. I don't want to take this job away from the other person, but I gotta fucking live too. And I know even if I don't, like, if I didn't take it, they were going to give it to somebody worse too. I knew there was a second option under me before them, so it was a whole situation, but I still feel bad about that. But yeah, you gotta survive in the system, man. You gotta survive in this fucking world somehow. And, you know, I don't fucking hide my privileges. I know my fucking privileges. I use my privileges to my advantage because it's the best fucking thing I can do. You know, I'm going to use them to try and make other people's lives better. And, well, I mean, I guess I didn't in that situation. I guess I didn't. But I do now. I try to now. I try my best. But, yeah, I think Wilkes not willingly going with Whitney was very, very surprising. And as much as it makes sense, it was still very surprising. And now they're kidnapping him. I wonder if he's ever going to... You know, I wonder if he's going to come over to their side, or if he is going to stay this headstrong the entire, you know, time. And if I don't think that's going to be the case, because I feel like he's going to have a very tragic past, or a very tragic end. But I guess they can still have a tragic end if he stays headstrong. Like, yeah, like, they could still go either way. They could have him die in defiance, or they can have him die in working with them. But I do think we're going to get a confrontation with Peggy coming back and Wilkes giving, like, a monologue of, like, you know, no, I've had enough. I've had enough. I think that's my prediction. Again, it is like sad that we can only get this in a show that is about the past. Like, I know that's why Agent Carter is willing to go as ham with all of its themes and its messages and all that. You know, there are plenty of other shows that, that's not true. There are some other shows that are willing to go as ham and not be in the past, but then you usually have like, oh well, it's not, it's a fantasy world. Like One Piece goes super ham into that shit, but it's, you know, people can just, the amount of the fandom that says, oh, the racism in One Piece is not that deep, like, it's fucking, that's what always happens. Shows like this, shows like One Piece and everything, you know, when people can just excuse it as, oh, this is just happening in the past. That's really the risk you run with this kind of thing. But, yeah, where was I going, with this? I was about to make a point, but I don't remember where I was going. Just that, I mean, you know, this has made me, I think I've talked about it a little bit already. I cannot honestly remember if I had a whole talk about this on camera or if I had talked about it somewhere else, or I think I talked on camera about the MCU movies and the TV shows and the difference between them and just how the movies don't really feel like they have much to say, really. Like, they kind of just tiptoe around their messages and everything, whereas the shows feel a lot more in your face, but even Agent Carter being like 20 times as much in your face. But yeah, there was a place I was going with that, but that so many shows are worried to do this, like, you know, to have a more political message, like, on the surface and to be more progressive and everything like that. I don't know why. I think it is because I think, you know, a lot of companies probably do buy into the thing of the go woke, go broke thing, despite that never actually being the case. Like, every time anybody has said that about something, it has been something that has sold very, very well. I mean, look at video games recently. All the most selling video games are all the ones that include very progressive stuff in them. And then, you know, comics recently, you know, comics were an extremely white cishet marketplace for the longest time, and now, 2019, all the top 10 comics, I'd say like 8 of the top 10 comics, whatever, of 2019, off the top of my head, were like, you know, mostly about, or maybe not about, but were very progressive, where it was like, you know, Miles Morales was the Spider-Man at the time, or, you know, a lot of female leads and everything like that. It's all, like, the top-selling comics are all very progressive. All the top-selling video games are all very progressive. Most of the top-selling TV shows right now are very progressive. It's really just the movies that aren't. But the movies make so much money that it's kind of, you know, regulating the market of everything else, even when all the other markets are very clearly making way more money by being woke. It's such a weird fucking... I don't know. It's a mess. It's a fucking weird mess. Yeah. Anything else I have to say this episode? Again, it was kind of a slow episode, so a lot of what I talked about, I just had plenty of time to talk about it in the episode, in between the characters talking. So yeah, I feel like, you know, again, these episodes, I gotta say, these episodes are getting fucking better and better and better, like, consistently, since I would say episode maybe 4, every episode has been better than the last one. Every one! It's been crazy! I'll see you guys for the next one. I'm very excited. I'm so sad to be ending this, though, because this is honestly, I do think at this point, already I'm not finished, but it's so close. It's already, I think, tied with Season 2 of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. And we got 3 episodes left. I'm loving this, man. I'm loving this. I'm absolutely loving it. I hope you guys are too. I'm not getting much comments on the show, but I hope you guys are enjoying this series as much as I am. Hope you're enjoying my reactions. I'm loving this. I can't stress it enough. I don't know why I'm turning into fucking Ronald McDonald, but goddamn, I'm loving this.